This is Judy with the Glass Garden, and I wanted to demonstrate glass cutting today. When I teach my beginners in class, this is what we'll be going through, so you have kind of a little heads up here. So first thing we're going to do is cut a straight line using the running pliers. They have a black notch here that lines up with the score, and you squeeze it because they have jaws. And when you squeeze it, it causes the score to separate and open up. So these are our cutters that we have available to use. And I'm going to pick the pencil grip, and I'm going to put it on the edge of the glass, bring it up perpendicular, put some pressure on it, and go. And you can kind of hear that scritching noise. When I get to the end, I put my finger there to keep the cutter from running off the edge of the glass. And then I pick up my pliers and line it up with the score line and squeeze. And that's all there is to glass cutting. It's very simple to do a straight line. Now there's variations, of course. Glass wants to break in a straight line, but you can manipulate it. So the second cut I want to show you will be using these Grosing breaking pliers, and you use them totally different from these running pliers. So what I'm going to do is score first, and this is used when you want a thin strip of glass, because the running pliers have limitations and they won't work if you are trying to work close to the edge of the glass. So I make a fist with my left hand, and the pliers up, I take the pliers up to the score line but not over it, and I snap, and that's how it breaks, just that easy. So now that we can cut straight lines, we're going to cut a curve, and it's a very shallow S, and we're going to do that by scoring it and then using the running pliers on both ends to cause it to separate. So first thing I'm going to do is score it, and I tip the glass so that I can keep my elbow of my cutting hand into my body. And now that it's scored, I take my running pliers and line it up with the score line, and I'm going to squeeze very lightly because I just want to start the run. I don't know if you could hear that, but it separated just a tiny bit. Okay, so I'm going to turn the glass around and squeeze from the other end, and it separates on the curve, and so it's just that easy to cut a curve. Now the hardest thing to do is to cut an inside curve, and that's this area right here. Glass wants to break in a straight line, so if we just tried to score it in one step, the glass would break badly and you'd lose your shape. So what we're going to do is make what's called safety cuts. So I'm going to start at the edge of the glass and come in a little ways and go about 3/4 of the way across. And then I'm going to take my Grosing pliers and I'm going to put it up to the score and snap it. And I'm going to keep doing that until I have come to the end, till I've scored up to my black line. So I'm going to put it on the edge of the glass and go all the way across now, since I started about in the middle. And then I'm going to snap that. Okay, so now we're going to finish this up, and I'm just going to score along the black line, which is the shape of the piece, and do one final cut and one final break. And that's the hardest part of this piece. Now this is an actual pattern piece. I haven't made it up to torture anybody. So now what you would do is cut out the outside, and we can do that in just a second, because it's very easy to do outside cuts. The inside ones are the pain. So I'm just going to score it all, and then I'll break it all, and that'll just save us a little time, and we'll have our pattern piece. Now I'm going to use the running pliers. Now you have an actual pattern piece ready to use in your design. So these are just some of the techniques you'll learn in the beginning stained glass class. So I'd like to see you in class, and thank you for watching the video, and you can check us out online at eglassgarden.com.